movies and magazines. Get a taste of the islands, enjoy everything. Embark on a journey.
The ZNS community page now has its own home on Channel 230. Be sure to tune into this channel to see informative notices, funeral announcements, birthday greetings, and much, much more. So watch the ZNS community channel today on Cable 230.
You're watching the ZNS Network.
Good evening, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Coming up in the news tonight, a comprehensive investigation launched into the industrial accident that killed WSC manager Tony Scriven.
DRA chairman firing back tonight, alleging up to $40 million in mismanagement after Dorian by the former administration.
And immigration officials detained 10 South American nationals. We have the details. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, an investigation launched into the tragic death of former Water and Sewerage Corporation manager Tony Scriven. The corporation describing him as a valued member of their work family. And while they continue to mourn this great loss, WSC Consultant tonight reaffirming their commitment to finding out. Jolanda Thompson-Everest joins us live now in studio with the latest. Jolanda.
That's right. Consultant of the Water and Sewerage Corporation, Loretta Butler-Turner, says that no stone will be left unturned as a comprehensive review is underway into the death of the Abaco manager. The tragedy of the Water and Sewerage Corporation Abaco manager Tony Scriven leaves a major void in the lives of his family and colleagues. On September 30th, Scriven led a team of technicians to Sweeten's Keyfall water remediation, and while on the job, a concrete platform collapsed holding a water tank. Where Scriven, who was sitting underneath the platform, was killed instantly.
Water and Sewerage has been totally concerned for the family, and of course to ensure that all answers that need to be discovered are done.
She adds that the accidental death lies in the hands of the coroner's court, which will then determine if there should be an inquest.
Given the fact that this is definitely an industrial accident, nothing like this has ever happened in the history of the Water and Sewerage Corporation, and obviously there are answers not just for the family, but definitely for, the corporation as well.
On the day of the death, police on the scene revealed that an investigation will also be launched into the structure of the platform that held the water tanks. Butler-Turner revealing that she believes that every detail connected to that day will be considered.
It's impossible to have a full-fledged investigation without looking at the site. The site obviously has not been there's not been any work on it since, so obviously, we must ensure the integrity of whatever took place there, that any investigations are not hampered by any changes. So, no, it's very, very important.
The consultant added that since the passing of Scriven, the Board of Water and Sewage immediately went into emergency mode. Tony Scriven was laid to rest in New Providence on October 20th. He worked at the Water and Sewage Corporation for 2 years. Live in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Back to you at the desk, Romiko.
Thanks so much, Jolanda. Well, meantime, investigations into the alleged mismanagement of the DRA under the former administration is ongoing. This, according to Chairman Alex Storr, who confirms that additional information has been requested by the police. All this unfolding since 2022, when an audit was conducted. Our Aja Kwan joins us live in the DRA office. Aja, what's the latest?
Well, the Disaster Reconstruction Authority Chairman Alex Storr's investigation continued into the mismanagement of the DRA under the former administration. Since 2022, an operational audit and requested documents have been handed over to the police as millions of dollars are alleged to have been misappropriated. Now, Storr's leaving no room for uncertainty, as he says he and his team have been working tirelessly to rectify the issues they encountered when taking office.
Just about every facet of the organization we had to rebuild.
In 2022, chairman of the Disaster Reconstruction Authority, Alex Storr, says they found some discrepancies in the way the DRA's fundings were handled by the former Minnis-led administration. He says a forensic audit was performed and, on the guidance of an auditor, handed the findings to the police. Storr confirming that the financial audit faced unexpected delays due to inadequate record-keeping practices in the former administration. Meanwhile, opposition leader, the Honorable Michael Pintard, recently criticizing the current administration in a local daily, labeling it an abysmal failure as it relates to Hurricane Dorian relief efforts on Grand Bahama. Pintard claiming to have a list of 350 homes in need of repairs on the island. Here's what the chairman had to say.
The opposition leader is playing politics. We found millions of dollars, about $40 million spent, and most of that was done on debris management, while people are still complaining that they haven't had repairs completed. You would have somebody that had $30,000, $40,000 in damage done to their house, was given $5,000, $7,500 to repair the house. So you can see it's inadequate.
But he says the government has been working feverishly to address residents' issues and rebuild the DRA. While he could not confirm the amount of money spent to rectify such issues, here's how the DRA officials have saved money since coming into office.
One example would be the demurrage fees. We met nearly $1 million in demurrage fees for containers that were just sitting on a vacant lot in Abaco. We were able to clear those trailers, get them back to the shipper, and then negotiate a settlement where we didn't have to pay the full $1 million in fees. That's one example. We've also been able to decrease the bloated salaries at the DRA, and that was done. You would see in the stories in the press, I won't quote the figures on how much the former administration paid executives, but that number has been drastically cut.
Storr also noting that the government cannot fund the DRA alone, as it is a partnering effort. He says as a result of the former administration's alleged mismanagement, the DRA has lost donor confidence.
We need assistance of donors, and the donor confidence was totally eroded by the former administration. So we've been rebuilding those relationships to help us to get the funds that we need to help as many people as we can.
Now, Storr also exclusively telling us that they are partnering with non-governmental organizations in the coming weeks to begin repairs to approximately 150 homes here in Grand Bahama by the end of the year. Of course, that is a story we will continue to follow. Coming to you live here at the DRA office, reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Adra Quant. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Aja. Well, in other news, North Abaco MP Kirk Cornish rose to address opposition members' inquiries regarding the promises made and fulfilled in the previous speech from the throne. In a strongly worded retort, Cornish accused the opposition of collective amnesia while underscoring the various achievements on Abaco Island under the Davis administration.
The speech from the throne is not just the government roadmap, but a collective vision crafted for and with every Bahamian in mind.
North Abaco's MP Kirk Cornish staunchly defended the government's ongoing restoration work on Abaco by emphasizing the tangible results achieved instead of mere promises, asserting that the reality of progress speaks for itself.
It is not a promise that the DRA is now activated on the island of Abaco and is repairing 18 homes as we speak. It's not a promise that the government complex on Grand Key is completed and renamed in honor of one of his patriarch, Roosevelt Curry.
He went on to confirm the active restoration work being carried out by the OPM's Special Project Unit on the ground. He emphasized that these endeavors are not mere promises, but the concrete reality of progress.
It is not a promise that the hurricane shelter floor would be poor, if not this week, early next week. That is a reality. It is not a promise that the many schools in North Abaco has been repaired.
Mincing no words, he accused the opposition members of playing politics, despite acknowledging that there are still unmet needs on the island. He made it clear that he would persistently advocate for his constituents to address these issues.
So therefore, North Abaco, I'm here to represent you still. I won't be silent. I want you to know that I take this job, this opportunity that you've given me, very serious.
Well, this just in, immigration officers making an arrest in a well-known Grand Bahama community moments ago. We got word that Bahamas immigration officers conducted an operation resulting in 10 South American nationals being detained in the area of Caravelle Beach. Chief Immigration Officer Deron Brooks provides the details on that operation.
The team of immigration officers proceeded to a location in the Caravelle Beach area. Upon approaching the establishment, the occupants of the residence fled the scene and escaped into nearby bushes. The officers gave chase and were able to apprehend approximately 10 foreign nationals, 1 woman and 9 males, all South American nationals.
According to Brooks, it is believed that these persons may have been preparing to depart the Bahamas illegally. He furthers that the decision following their apprehension could come later this evening.
They were cautioned, arrested, and taken to the immigration office where they'll be processed, and a determination will be made as to whether they'll be prosecuted or sent into New Providence.
Well, the Bahamas Immigration would like to thank the public or ask the public to continue to partner with them and report any strange or suspicious activity that they notice. They can contact the enforcement unit at 602-9700, or after hours, they can also contact the police. Well, the Progressive Liberal Party hosting its candidate launch on Thursday night at the inspirational Global Ministries Church in Holmes Rock, 8 Mile Rock. Their party supporters heard from the standard-bearer Kingsley Smith, who made the promise that if elected, his decisions will be centered around improving the lives of those he represents. Jolanda Thompson-Everest has more in this report.
It was a homecoming celebration for PLP standard-bearer Kingsley Smith. Scores of supporters meeting him at the airport. And shortly after, there was a gathering at Inspirational Global Ministries to participate in a worship service for the Progressive Liberal Party's standard-bearer, Kingsley Smith. The church service was a night of celebration where Prime Minister Philip Davis brought remarks stating that the standard-bearer is a man of great insight and that his return to Grand Bahama is an example of what it means to come back home.
As he's back home, we don't see this as a comeback, you know. I see this as a homecoming. Just as the prodigal son was welcome back, this is a homecoming for us. So Kingsley, with his enriched experiences and rejuvenated spirit, mark my word, rejuvenated spirit, brings a blend of fresh insights and rooted principles. His return symbolizes hope, reconciliation, and a timeless truth that no matter how far you wander, there's always a way back home.
The Prime Minister urging the residents to not just focus on the present, but also look forward to the promise of what lies ahead, and that includes Kingsley Smith at the forefront.
The promise of what lies ahead, with one love as your guide, and the leaders like Kingsley championing your cause, our future is bright and our potential limitless.
Standard-bearer Kingsley Smith thanking West Grand Bahama and Bimini for their support. He says his decisions will always be centered around improving the lives of every Bahamian.
Politics is not about power, it's about people. It's about the fisherman setting out at dawn, the teacher molding our youth, the nurse working the night shift, and the mother praying for a better tomorrow. I understand the weight and the trust you've placed in a representative. It's a bond, a sacred promise. Each of you, your stories, your dreams, and your challenges are what drive me.
Pastor Edmund Monroe, a former political aspirant in the run with Kingsley Smith, fully endorsing him as the party standard bearer in the upcoming election. His message to the PLP supporters is to remain strong and united.
It's not the time to pull over. This is not the time to take a break. This is not the time for you to turn back. This is not the time for you to stay home or abandon ship. This is not the time for you to make a five-second decision that could change the trajectory of your life.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
Well, the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency is historically a progressive Liberal Party stronghold as we near closer to the by-election. The question is, can the PLP retain this seat? Well, tonight we speak with two prominent and veteran campaign coordinators as we take a closer look at the constituency's history and insights from major party supporters who promise an engaging and pivotal electoral contest. Here's that report. Throughout its history, the West Grand Bahama and Bimini seat has consistently proven to be a stronghold for the Progressive Liberal Party.
From 1960 to now, we only lost 3 elections in the West of Grand Bahama.
And for 10 of those years, more recently, the FNM would have represented the seat.
The Progressive Liberal Party's George Weish faced defeat, conceding the West Grand Bahama and Bimini seat to the Free National Movement's David Wallace in the 1997 general election.
PLP who went with Hubert Ingram, Sonny Martin, and a new PLP who also went with Hubert Ingram, David Wallace. And so those two PLPs went into secret and they destroyed us. We couldn't overcome, and they beat us 100-1.
The victory in 1997 follows the FNM's successes in the 1990 by-election won by David Thompson and the 1992 general election victory under the leadership of the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram.
We are looking at this by-election as one that is fortuitous for us in the FNM, in the sense that we hope history will repeat itself.
In the 2021 general election, the late Honorable Obi Bilshcombe received over 2,000 votes. His opponent, Pakisha Parker Edgecombe, garnered just over 1,400. Notably, nearly 2,000 eligible voters abstained from participating in the election, making them a pivotal factor in the upcoming by-election and a potential swing vote that could significantly impact the outcome. Anticipation surrounds this by-election as the two major parties contest the seat. When we come back, the U.S. Embassy's Academy for Women Entrepreneurs program set to launch on Grand Bahama. That story, sports, and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
You asked for it, you've got it. A new plant nursery fully loaded with everything you need and extended hours. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
It's the 25% off fall sale at Park & Shop. This October 26th, 27th, and 28th, excluding underwear and red tag items. Super S Motor Oil products now available at KMW Battery and Tires, Express Food Mart, Stop & Shop, and Chappie's Gas Station, 8 Mile Rock.
It's begin to feel a lot like Christmas. Woo!
Don't move, Linda. It's only October.
Christmas isn't as far as you think. If you start your layaway now, you'll get it right on time.
Make layaway work for you. 50% down on furniture and bedding. Any amount down on mattresses. 6 weeks to pay it off. No interest. Pay whatever you want, whenever you want.
Don't get caught on Christmas Day. Come to Island Bedding and lay it away.
When you order a large Pizza Hut specialty pizza, you unlock a delicious deal. For a limited time, you can add a small one-topping pizza for just $2 more. Hawaiian, Supreme, barbecue chicken, meat lovers, and more flavors. And for just $2, you can double the deliciousness. But hurry, this mouth-watering twice as nice deal won't last forever. Call Pizza Hut Freeport at 352-9191 today.
All roads lead west for the Progressive Liberal Party's motorcade and rally Friday, October 27th. Come out and meet the candidate for West, Grand Bahama, and Bimini, Kingsley Smith.
Let them see the gold rush. Bahama's gone.
My name is Mika, and here at Meek Beauty, we offer a variety of high-end makeup brands such as MAC Cosmetics, Fenty Beauty, which is by Rihanna, Juvia's Place, Morphe. We also have skincare products here, and we do offer makeup applications by myself. If you have any special occasion coming up, birthday, weddings, or you just are not in the mood to do your own makeup, you can call our phone contact 478-3974, or you can book online to have your makeup done professionally. We really want to offer everyone here in Freeport access to higher brand makeup. I know we don't have a MAC store here anymore, so now it's more available to you. You don't have to wait until you travel to purchase your makeup. Meek Beauty is open from Tuesday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're located here on West Mall Drive in the Halls Electricals Plaza. We are right next door to Shape Your Crepe, if anybody knows where that is.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Academy for Women Entrepreneurs is a U.S. Department of State Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs initiative supporting women entrepreneurs around the world. The Academy is designed to equip women with practical skills needed to create sustainable businesses and enterprises. The program is set to launch on Grand Bahama early next year for 50 lucky participants. Jay Philippe has more in this report.
The room was filled to capacity at the Pelican Bay Hotel conference room as nearly 200 women attended the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs launch for the 2024 cohort program on Grand Bahama.
This particular cohort is branded and curated particularly and only for the women entrepreneurs in Grand Bahama. So it's the first time ever that we're doing that, as all of the previous programs have encompassed women entrepreneurs across the archipelago.
Now the Academy for Women Entrepreneur Grand Competition is designed for women entrepreneurs with skills and knowledge to grow their businesses and adapt to adverse economic situations while growing a local network of women-led businesses, according to Executive Director of Access Accelerator for Small Businesses Development Center, Samantha Roll. The director was thrilled to have as much women entrepreneurs and business clients in attendance.
At the end of the program, there will be a pitch competition where there will be grant funding available for winners, right? However, everyone is a winner who would be selected as a participant of the program, and we're looking to fill about 50 seats. And those 50 participants will be able to have, invaluable information in terms of training, engaging with facilitators, engaging with industry experts, engaging with mentors throughout the 16-week program.
According to Public Affairs Officer for the U.S. Embassy in Nassau, the cohorts program, which launches early next year, is specific for Grand Bahamians only.
We've heard the feedback that everything seems to be Nassau-centric, so we thought we'd start with Grand Bahama. We've had really good conversations with the Grand Bahama Port Authority, who got the opportunity to see some of our all graduates last year. So it sparked our interest to start here in Grand Bahama and make it out into the Family Islands.
For more information on eligibility and requirements for the cohorts program, persons of interest are asked to visit the U.S. Embassy website at bs.usembassy.gov or its social media pages for more information. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
Your check on sports is up next with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. Lamar Taylor had a pretty impressive showing in the swim pool, also a major tennis tournament set to take place in just a few days. But let's begin with soccer. Here's Shane Stubbs.
Justin Mins and Jamario Charles are getting the opportunity of a lifetime as they head to Costa Rica to be a part of Soccer Visa's Pro Development Center for the month of November.
I came across my Instagram page. I saw another Bahamian was there, and I reached out to the president of the club, and she gave me the opportunity. I have a really good foundation being a part of Grand Bahama Soccer Club. Coach Marion Donnie helped me a lot with my development as a player.
I think with the soccer visa is a good thing because it helped me to develop, and even though it's a low league or whatever, it helped me to develop as a player, and I could take a step forward from there. I've been following the coach on YouTube and seeing what he talk about and stuff like that, and how he trains and the way he speaks to his players. It inspired me to get into it.
Coach Donnie Knowles has seen firsthand the work both players put in and has the utmost confidence they will do well at that level.
We're happy that they're going off. They're going to, it'll be a full month of training, invitation for tryouts. So that's exciting. We're excited for them. They're going to represent the club well, represent themselves and the families and Grand Bahama.
For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Switching gears now in sports, the Focal Junior National Tennis Tournament begins this Thursday at the YMCA.
The players that are participating, the junior players, are participating to earn national ranking points. And of course, that gets to determine who goes towards determining who represents the Bahamas at the junior level.
For more than 30 years, we've seen the top junior players in this country come through this tournament who've gone on to get university scholarships and have played at every level to represent the Bahamas.
This tournament is vital to the development of tennis, and especially in Grand Bahama, because they get to play different junior players from all the other different islands.
And finally in sports, Grand Bahamian national record holder Lamar Taylor brought home the first medal for the Bahamas at the Pan American Games being held in Santiago, Chile. The 20-year-old again turned in a top performance and not only earned a bronze medal, but also set a new personal best and national record, swimming 22.13 seconds in the men's 50-meter freestyle. Ladies and gents, that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
John West Shoes is now open. Carmichael West, Nassau, behind Wendy's.
Come on! It's Do It Center's Big Tent Sale, Saturday, October 28th. 5 a.m., 1 p.m. Big deals, big savings, all under the Big Tent.
Do It Center's biggest sale of the year. Up to 50% off on selected items in plumbing, electrical, paint, lawn and garden, houseware, building materials, and much more. Free face painting and treats for the kids. When the tent goes up, prices go down. So don't miss it. Saturday, October 28th, 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. Just look for the Big Tent. Located on Farm Road at the Gold Rock Complex. Call 350-2316 for more information. And remember, Do It Center when you need to do it right.
Have you ever wondered how electricity gets to your home? Let's start at the beginning. Our teams at our energy plant work around the clock to generate power to be delivered to your home or business. When it leaves the generating facility, electricity first travels to a switch yard that increases the voltage to allow it to travel long distances throughout the island. A network of high voltage transmission lines is the backbone of the electric grid and is used to carry large amounts of electricity across long distances. After completing the first leg of this journey, electricity arrives at the neighborhood substation. The substation's job is to lower the voltage before power can be sent over shorter distances closer to homes and businesses. Once lowered, the electricity is now ready for the final leg of its voyage. When it leaves the substation, it travels along the distribution poles and wires, the ones you see every day around your community. Just outside your home or business, the electricity voltage is further reduced by a pole mount transformer to a level that customers use in their homes or businesses. And now that the electricity has finally reached its destination, it travels through a meter, flows to a service panel, and then to the outlets inside your home. To learn more about how our business operates, visit our website or follow us on Facebook.
All roads lead west for the Progressive Liberal Party's motorcade and rally Friday, October 27th. Come out and meet the candidate for West, Grand Bahama and Bimini, Kingsley Smith.
Let them see the gold rush. Bahamas gone.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Tonight, our Facebook friend is Christopher Farrington, a Nassau person who is in love with Grand Bahama. We hope that you enjoyed your special day. Also, we extend birthday greetings to Randy Gardner over in Nassau. Continue to enjoy your day as well. Thank you both for your continued support. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, immigration ring busted. BDOC's recidivism reduced. SBF takes stand in high-profile fraud trial. And in sports, young golfers tee off. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. Authorities have uncovered an alleged fraud ring at the Immigration Department, and now at least 3 officers are expected to be charged in connection with the matter. Acting Press Secretary Keishla Adderley breaking the news this morning during the OPM's weekly press briefing. Adderley says the officers were reportedly being paid to secure longer stays for persons who entered the country as tourists, but with the intention to work here and remain in the country much longer. The ring was uncovered by immigration officials. Adderley, though, could not say if more officers are expected to be charged.
Now, obviously, the Immigration Department is disappointed at this action, which allegedly took place, but the hope is that the prosecution of individuals involved in this ring will deter others from doing the same.
Well, that announcement coming just as the new Immigration Commission was introduced to the media this morning. The 3-member commission is headed by attorney Alexandra Hall, along with former Director of Education Marcellus Taylor and former Commodore of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Clifford Butch Scavala. Its mandate will be to review immigration protocols and procedures, advise on current and new legislation, and review how discretion is being carried out. Prime Minister Davis recently announced the commission's formation, which he says will also help to modernize the department.
We do feel that the time has come for us to review all of the legislation that attend to immigration matters to ensure that it's modernized, and we want some recommendations from this commission.
During this process, we're hoping to go in and meet persons in the Department of Immigration so we can see the current policies that are in place and make recommendations. even though everybody's anxious for us to get a report done as soon as possible, amongst ourselves we've discussed that it's important to get it done properly. So it's going to take a significant amount of time, and we will be reviewing and reporting to the minister on a regular basis.
In other news this evening, a startling discovery for school attendance officers searching for students who have fallen off the radar. Bringing the matter to the attention of House members Wednesday was Education Minister, the Honourable Glenys Hanna-Martin, who assured steps were immediately taken to address the situation.
Just the other day, they found a 12-year-old living in a car by himself. By himself. He's not in that car anymore. I just want you to know that. He's in safe custody. But these are the issues that we're facing. Now, we could ignore it, you know. We could ignore it, turn ahead the next way. But that will come back to haunt us. And further should haunt us anyhow, because a child should not fall by the wayside.
Minister Hanna-Martin, who was contributing to debate on a resolution thanking the Governor-General for the speech from the throne, added that a number of initiatives are being employed in the public school system to stimulate the potential of students. Further, some 14 trained teachers will soon complete the master's degree program in special education.
We're doing this because we have I should have brought my badge. We've created badges. Every child counts. And it's the special needs child, it's the one who got learning loss, it's the brilliant child, it's the great athlete. Every child counts. We don't have a judgment scale. All we know is where you have human potential, it's our role to seek to capitalize on that potential.
From the courts, former fashion mogul Peter Nygard taking the stand again today to testify in his own defense in a sexual assault trial underway in Toronto, Canada. According to international reports, Nygard told jurors Wednesday that under no circumstances could someone get locked inside his private suite at his company in Toronto, as there were several exits. Now, before the defense opened its case, complainants alleged they were taken to Nygard's Toronto headquarters under the pretense of job interviews and tours, with those encounters ending in a top-floor bedroom suite where Nygard allegedly sexually assaulted them. Some of the complainants even alleged they were trapped in the suite. Nygard resigned as chairman of his clothing company back in February 2020 before filing for bankruptcy. Meantime, the 82-year-old continues to maintain his innocence in the face of 5 counts of sexual assault and 1 count of forcible confinement relating to incidents stemming from the 1980s to the mid-2000s. Meantime, disgraced FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried telling his side of the story in a New York court today in his high-profile fraud trial. However, in the absence of a jury, and this to determine what is admissible. According to online reports, SBF held a blame the lawyer's defense for the ultimate collapse of cryptocurrency exchange FTX. For instance, the 31-year-old claims it was FTX's in-house counsel and other lawyers who decided promissory notes should be structured as loans rather than dividends, which he took comfort in. It said that under cross-examination, SBF frequently gave vague, meandering answers. Up against life behind bars, Bankman-Fried is set to testify before a jury Friday morning. This as Judge Lewis Kaplan hopes to hand the case to jurors early next week. Shaking off its decades-old image of a punitive facility to one focused on correction, a key goal of national security officials for the Bahamas Department of Corrections. And this all in hopes that BDOC's recidivism rate continues its decline. In 2021, recidivists accounted for 220, or 12% of that year's admissions. That figure unchanged in 2020 compared to 2 notches higher at 14% in 2019. Based on the stats compiled in BDOC's 2021 report, its latest, Bahamians made up 1,657 of the 1,912 inmate population. Haitians, 142, Cubans, 54, Jamaicans, 35, Dominicans, 8, Americans and Colombians, each 4, 2 Venezuelans and Canadians each, and 1 in the case of an African Alaskan, English, and Puerto Rican. We can also tell you that of admissions, 695 Baptists made up the highest of the Christian faith. Behind them were Catholics at 208. When you crunch the numbers, for each of the 1,912 inmates detained at BDOCS in 2021, taxpayers parted with a monthly food bill of $94.23. Another $1,447.47 went to cover the incarceration cost of each inmate each month. For the full year, then, incarceration and food cost totaled just over $18,500. And again, that's in the case of each inmate. The Prime Minister in Grand Bahama last evening for a service launching the campaign of the governing party's by-election candidate. Jolanda Thompson-Everest has the story.
It was a homecoming celebration for PLP standard bearer Kingsley Smith. Scores of supporters meeting him at the airport. And shortly after, there was a gathering at Inspirational Global Ministries to participate in a worship service for the Progressive Liberal Party's standard bearer, Kingsley Smith. The church service was a night of celebration where Prime Minister Philip Davis brought remarks stating that the standard bearer is a man of great insight and that his return to Grand Bahama is an example of what it means to come back home.
As he's back home, we don't see this as a comeback, you know. I see this as a homecoming. Just as the prodigal son was welcome back, this is a homecoming for us. For Kingsley, with his enriched experiences and rejuvenated spirit, mark my word, rejuvenated spirit, brings a blend of fresh insights and rooted principles. His return symbolizes hope, reconciliation, and a timeless truth that no matter how far you wander, there's always a way back home.
The Prime Minister urging the residents to not just focus on the present, but also look forward to the promise of what lies ahead, and that includes Kingsley Smith at the forefront.
The promise of what lies ahead, with one love as your guide, and the leaders like Kingsley championing your cause, our future is bright and our potential limitless.
Standard bearer Kingsley Smith thanking West Grand Bahama and Bimini for their support. He says his decisions will always be centered around improving the lives of every Bahamian.
Politics is not about power, it's about people. It's about the fisherman setting out at dawn, the teacher molding our youth, the nurse working the night shift, and the mother praying for a better tomorrow. I understand the weight and the trust you've placed in a representative. It's a bond, a sacred promise. Each of you, your stories, your dreams, and your challenges are what drive me.
Pastor Edmund Monroe, a former political aspirant in the run with Kingsley Smith, fully endorsing him as the party standard bearer in the upcoming election. His message to the PLP supporters is to remain strong and united.
It's not the time to pull over. This is not the time to take a break. This is not the time for you to turn back. This is not the time for you to stay home or abandon ship. This is not the time for you to make a five-second decision that could change the trajectory of your life.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Well, still to come, the Bahamas, a member of the International Parliamentary Union. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you're trying to accomplish. We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat. Unlike the no-gets, at KFC, we hand bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
We build the gym, you build the body.
The ball is back, and the ball is the Red Ribbon Ball, the 27th annual Red Ribbon Ball in aid of the Bahamas AIDS Foundation. And the theme this year is 1001 Arabian Nights.
Zaymer is a proud supporter of the AIDS Foundation and the Red Ribbon Ball. Over the years, we found that what we do best creates an atmosphere for people to open up their pocket.
Well, at John Bull, we believe in the work of the AIDS Foundation. You know, I've been told whenever you see that little blue bag, it brings excitement. Well, we're going to have lots of blue bags at this year's Red Ribbon Ball, and we have no doubt that it will be fabulous.
So at Alive Business, we're extremely excited to be a part of the Red Ribbon Ball once again this year, and that we're able to contribute $10,000 towards the success of this program.
As Commonwealth Brewery, we're more than proud to partner with the Bahamas AIDS Foundation. We're going to provide our best wines to entertain and bring the right atmosphere to the group.
So we at Wildflowers are thrilled that the ball is back, and we're very excited to be able to contribute to this event by decorating the Arabian Nights more beautiful than ever before.
You've got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
The government's hoping to provide some relief to electricity consumers who've been burdened by soaring electricity bills. As Altavis Munnings tells us in this report, a new energy plan is expected to be unveiled next week.
It is my full expectation that consumers will see and feel relief in very short order.
That's the message Energy and Transport Minister, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, has for residents and businesses nationwide who frequently lament about being burdened with high energy costs.
ZNS News has learned that the minister responsible for Bahamas Power and Light is expected to reveal a high comprehensive strategic plan for energy here in the Bahamas in Parliament next week.
Key focus areas of this plan will include a reduction in energy costs and improving the consistency of energy supply.
Government announced the power price hike exactly 1 year ago. For a large majority of BPL customers who consume less than 800 kilowatt hours, the fuel charge increased by 2 cents per kilowatt hour, resulting in an increase of less than $20 per month. There also is a 4.3 cents per kilowatt hour rise for those who consume more than 800 kilowatt hours, and no value-added tax tacked on electricity bills more than $400. The target then was that the power rates should begin to come down in 12 to 18 months, and that's where we're at now. In fact, BPL's CEO, Siobhan Cambridge, listed a combination of ways the country's power provider is focusing on the national energy policy target of 30% by 2030.
During this off-season, we're going to be doing a lot of maintenance upgrades and upgrading some of the systems that will allow us to burn cheaper fuel and to burn that fuel more efficiently, and that should result in lower bills for consumers as far as the fuel and the market prices allow.
And there's even a stronger push for BPL to transition into utilizing greener energy.
We have a plan that's to roll out some renewable energy solutions in New Providence, as well as in a number of family islands, mainly starting out with some of the larger islands. And we're hoping to get that done by 2025 or thereabouts. And so we've started off already with the commissioning of our battery storage system, which will actually supplement any renewable energy injection into the New Providence grid.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings.
The Bahamas, now the 180th member of the International Parliamentary Union. Minister of Labor and the Public Service, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, is representing the country at the Union's 147th General Assembly in Angola, where she says she was even privileged to chair a session. In her address, Minister Glover-Roll outlined the government's plans to promote inclusivity across the country, as well as work with the IPU to develop effective and efficient institutions to drive change.
We are currently completing a national workforce audit that will identify existing skills gaps and provide the data we need to map out long-term workforce development plans, while we simultaneously redevelop government HR policies and procedures. Once the analysis is complete, we will move on to the implementation of a data-driven solutions and policies. This process is time-consuming and resource-intensive, but necessary.
Diplomatic Week, brought to you by Bahamas Financial Services Board.
Another day of closed sessions brings an end to Diplomatic Week here in the capital. Our Desmond Saunders, though, is standing live at the Bahama Resort with more.
Well, Makushla, a pleasant good evening, and good evening, Bahamas. The life and legacy of Bahamian diplomat George Stewart being celebrated here at SLS Hotel, Bahama Convention Center, Cable Beach tonight. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs Library being named in his honor. I have joining me on the broadcast tonight, head of the Diplomatic Committee, and who has been doing a phenomenal job this week, Ambassador Ron Pinder. Mr. Pinder, let's talk about the significance of tonight's event.
Well, thank you so much, Desmond. Tonight is very significant because we get a chance to honor a very unique Bahamian, a son of the soil, originally from the Bluff, Eleuthera, someone who have toiled and labored for many years on issues that the average Bahamian benefit from, but may not necessarily understand. And that is the law of the sea, the demarcation of the territorial boundaries of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and the designation of the Bahamas as an archipelagic nation state. These are very significant. They did not just happen. It took hard work. It took years of research, years of negotiations, and we're still in the midst of negotiations with the United States of America. Some years ago, we would have concluded the negotiations with the Cuban government, and so the work continues. And so tonight is very fitting honor, a very fitting end to Diplomatic Week, and we are very, very pleased that the family has consented to join us here as the government of the Bahamas, the brainchild of the Prime Minister Philip Edward Brave Davis, who gave the go-ahead to honor George Patrick Stewart in this manner. It's very, very significant.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ron Pender, Ambassador. And he spearheaded this whole week of activities, Diplomatic Week, and that's what's happening here at the SLS Hotel, Baha Convention Center. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, thanks, Desmond. In other news this evening, the holiday season's creeping up, and that means peak travel time for many. That said, an international airline that services the Bahamas and other Caribbean countries is pulling out all the stops to ensure a stress-free travel experience for customers in the weeks ahead. Fern Carey reports.
The busy winter travel season begins next week, and domestic and international airline carriers are stepping up efforts to accommodate customers by increasing flight frequencies and seat capacity while adding perks to enhance the overall customer experience. It is anticipated that the measures will reduce delays and cancellations, which can be a challenge during the holiday season. Among the airlines tweaking their game plan this season is Virgin Atlantic Airways Limited, which operates here in the Bahamas and across the Caribbean. Virgin's Caribbean country manager Hannah Swift told our news team that the airline, which is based in Britain, is laser focused on innovation.
All of our fleet is a twin engine fleet, which is more sustainable than the 4 engines that you might have previously had. Our fleet is one of the youngest fleets in the sky, so our average aircraft age is 6.5 years, so super new, still smell like fresh air, fresh airplanes. And then in November 28th, we actually have the world's first 100% SAF, which is sustainable aviation fuel flight, leaving from London to JFK. So that's a huge monumental moment for us in our goal to be net zero by 2050.
And as the busy holiday season approaches, Virgin Atlantic is ready for the additional passengers that will be heading here to the Bahamas.
For the Bahamas, we're going to add some additional capacity, so we're going to 3 flights a week. So that's really exciting. We also have our new route in the Caribbean, which is launching on the 4th of November to Turks and Caicos. So another route in the Northern Caribbean, so that's exciting. We'll be going to Daly and Montego Bay as well. So the Northern Caribbean are definitely going to get a lot of passengers for this winter. And overall this winter, we're flying up to 45 flights per week in and out of the Caribbean, plus a further 6 flights per week interregionally between Barbados and Grenada and Barbados and St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Virgin Atlantic was also one of the major sponsors for this week's Caribbean Investment Forum held at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort. Swift says it was an investment that is expected to reap significant dividends in the months ahead.
It was a bit of a no-brainer because it was a forum where businesses throughout the Caribbean could come together, talk about the future, talk about new innovations, investments, and so for Virgin Atlantic it was a perfect opportunity to come and speak to people about our business travel offering and then also our cargo offering and what we're doing to innovate in this space.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Each night, we invite you, the viewer, to join us on a journey of the top stories in the country, stories we feel matter most to you. But it takes a team to make the Bahamas Tonight all come together, and we're not just talking reporter and cameraman or even the anchor, but those behind the scenes who every day show up and show out to ensure every production is seamless. The mantra that's driven ZNS Television News for the past 46 years. Vaughn Albury is anything but a stranger to the Broadcasting Corporation. After all, it's here that he spent nearly 40 years, practically as long as ZNS TV has been around, after hanging up his bag and retiring. That, however, was short-lived when in 2023 he got a call to return and pick up just where he left off, as a senior producer of The Bahamas Tonight. And he'd tell you that at times putting together a newscast is no easy feat.
I've been here from 1977. I retired in 2019. I returned April of 2023. The newscast has changed a lot. It's more technically driven now with graphics and all the other elements, but the writing still remains key. A story is not just a story by what you report today when you went out on that assignment, but it requires context to bring it out, particularly to our viewers.
Up for a challenge is exactly what got fellow household name Debbie Sears Rowe where she is today as a senior production assistant. Sears, who walked into the BCB as a summer student back in 1982, is part of a core group of people tasked with putting imagery to words.
We was in analog, then we moved into velocity. We're now into Bit Central. Analog was very it was good, challenging, because back then you was working from tape to tape to tape. You had to carry 12, 13 tapes in order to do the news. Yeah, but now moving to this Bit Central system, everything is digital. It's nice. It's a bit still challenging for me, but nothing I love better than a challenge.
A newbie to the ZNS family, teleprompter operator Delilah Strapp ensures that what comes out of a reporter's mouth is nothing less than smooth. But there are possible hiccups.
With the whole system shutting down, that's been my biggest to do. And trying to load back up everything and then trying to, read and... Because, at that point, I think the anchor is actually reading off of a paper, so you got to now catch up. I love what I do here. It doesn't seem so overwhelming to me.
And like a maestro in music, Jerome Saunders, the youngest TV director on staff, brings it all together.
As the director, more like the conductor, bring all the music and bring all the instruments together to just make one big masterpiece. My greatest joy about being the director is I'm like one more step to being the GM, two more steps to being the chairman.
Well, our Marcellus Hall joins us in studio with a check on what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for this evening, both of our NBA players in action with mixed results. We'll tell you what their odds were just ahead in sports.
The fastest fiber covering the Bahamas. Do more, way more, stream more with BTC.
I'm Corbell Piper. BTC's ongoing active engagement with our community continued with an appearance by Dominic Petty, BTC's executive manager for the Northern Bahamas, at a recent Rotary Grand Bahama Sunrise meeting. And when we bring Dominic out, pure engagement is what it is all about.
So it's indeed a privilege and a pleasure to be here this morning. I just want to talk a little bit about fiber, why fiber, and then I also want to speak about why BTC. There have been a lot of changes from a structural standpoint. There have been a lot of investments in terms of tools and how we automate things and how effective we are in responding to our customers. And so we look forward to engaging the community. We look forward to engaging our consumers, our business, our customers as well. Right now, we are actively rolling out fiber throughout Grand Bahama. Right now, we have totally fiberized West Grand Bahama. That was from 2016. We have fiberized East End, and then we'll move into High Rock. We have fiberized a good portion of the Freeport community. So persons that do have questions as it relates to when their area is going to be fiberized, it's very, very soon. It's a lot sooner than later.
Dominic is leading our team in the North on this exciting fiberization journey. So we couldn't think of anyone better to bring the message and show the proof that we are faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, BTC unstoppable. I'm Corbell Piper. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
Now is the time to shop and save at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Bumblebee Albacore Flake Tuna, 142 grams, 89 cents. Best Value Cornflakes, 18 ounce, $2.79. Amalanda Milk, 1 liter, $1.19. Sweet Gala Apples, 3 for 99 cents. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, 99 cents per pound. Donate your change to help feed the Humane Society animals at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
D.W. Davis Junior High students recently benefited from a free, hot, nutritious breakfast. Centerville Member of Parliament Jomo Campbell says it's part of efforts to enhance students' overall academic performance while ensuring they have a hot meal before beginning classes.
We wanted to make sure we stick with a good local Bahamian agricultural theme. We have some fresh oranges, bananas, some yellow grits, tuna, some good sausage, and all the fixings that make breakfast truly Bahamian.
The free breakfast program is expected to be an ongoing initiative at the Wilton Street School.
It's our duty to just go ahead and make sure that those kids that are coming up underneath us have something to at least eat for breakfast in the morning. I thought this was a simple gesture.
We are grateful that the Sentinel Watch is actually feeding 100 students every month for this entire school year. And so we are so grateful to them.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. Got that that's good enough to eat, that is good to grow. It's good enough to eat, that is good to grow.
In an effort to attract more youth into the agricultural industry, the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, alongside the Agricultural Development Organization, kick-started a student farming initiative at Centerville Primary School.
We are so excited about our farming project that we started here. Our children are excited about it. You can see that we have started, this is just the start. We've planted produce like cabbage, carrots, green peas, bok choy, cucumbers, and they came out here, and what we're trying to teach them, not only are we teaching them about healthy eating, we're also teaching them about food security in the country. And so we want our children to be exposed to this kind of thing.
That's school principal Katharina Williams, who tells us about the school's goals for this project.
What would have happened is all of the produce that we would have planted thus far, our students had a crash course with some of the chefs from Atlantis. They came in on International Chef's Day, and they taught them how to fix these fruits and vegetables in healthy, exciting ways that they would love. And so we're encouraging these kids to add them to their parents' shopping list. And another initiative that will come in January from this same project is that we're giving the initiative out to our students to go ahead and start their own little backyard farming projects in small pots. They may not have plots of land, but we're teaching them how to plant in pots. And at the end of the day, the student that can show that their farm is producing something will be awarded our farmer and will be getting a grand prize.
Williams gave both Minister Jomo Campbell and ADO Executive Chairman Philip Smith a tour of the school's mini farm. And Minister Campbell says he's pretty impressed.
Well, for me, this is truly an exciting day. We actually get to see the fruits of our labor materials in the form of, sprouts that are coming out of the ground. And personally, I get to marry my ministry with my constituency, because it's a mindset that we want to create. You don't have to have an elaborate space. You don't have to have an elaborate farm. All it really takes is a seed and the willingness to make it grow.
He says what he hopes students will take with them from this experience.
Instead of being fighters, they can be farmers. Instead of crime, they can cultivate. Instead of, we say colloquially, thieving, they can toil the soil. And at the end of the day, they'll have something to show for it. So the fruits and vegetables you see here will one day be in their bowls as a part of a healthy diet. A healthy diet will lead to more attention in school, which will ultimately lead to better grades. But not just the academic aspect of it. I want them to realize that, talent is within their hands, it's within their reach. And as long as they apply themselves, this is just a small example of what they can do on a bigger scale in life. You apply yourself, you put in the work, you water, you nurture, and then eventually it will grow into something that you can reap.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Hey, Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while doing my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage a claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's N-U-A. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
Solomon's, we don't just believe in great brands. We believe in creating unforgettable memories and celebrating everyday living with you and your family. Every aisle is filled with all you need. A great value with variety and a selection of all your favorite groceries and products. Saving you time and keeping you on a budget. Great food changes everything. Shop at your local Solomon's for food, for family, for you.
With record tourism numbers, officials are keen on moving ahead with infrastructural upgrades for Family Island airports. The Airport Renaissance Project, as it's called, includes 15 such facilities, beginning with North Eleuthera.
There are many airports outside of that particular program that are receiving attention. So you will see over the next 2 and 3 years, you will see that there is going to be intentional focus on improving the state of our airport infrastructure. Otherwise, you run the risk of bringing persons to see a bad show. And so you will see North Eleuthera very systematically. Just about 3 months ago, we went there, we saw the state of the airports. We immediately intervened by putting some air conditioning units on the ground in there, some additional seating, and made a commitment that we are going to provide a temporary modular facility.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. Partly cloudy skies this evening. Temperature at 80 degrees. Relative humidity 66%. Winds out of the east-northeast at 14 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure 1,016.7 millibars. 30.03 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 77 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Grand Turtle Key, and Marshall Babico. In the Berry Islands, they're at 78 degrees. Harbor Island, 81 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, 82. Also in Outer Sound Island, 82 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp Space, Andros reporting 81. 80 degrees in Fresh Creek, Central Andros. San Salvador and Rumkey, 82 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 83, 84s in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 80. Ackles, 80 degrees. Machitan, Nago, 82. And the Turks and Caicos Islands also reporting 82 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Pink Center. For all areas through Saturday, northeast to east winds, 15 to 25 knots, very rough seas at 5 to 8 feet. So advisories remain in place for boaters through Saturday. Low tide will occur at 49 minutes past midnight. You can expect your high tide at 7:04 tomorrow morning. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures. And they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Hi, Phil Swift here for the Flex Seal family of flood protection products. Our flood protection products are specifically designed to work together in order to create multiple layers of super strong protection. All these windows, doors, seams, and openings have all been sealed up tight. Now there's a new way to protect your home or business from damaging floodwaters. Get the removable Flex Seal family of flood protection products.
Attendance Unit representatives from the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training recently relaunched the Stay in School campaign at Woodcock Primary School. The program is designed to encourage regular school attendance and motivate students to stay in school.
My responsibility, along with my officers, are to ensure that you attend school every day. It is very important to attend school every day. Attending school opens opportunities for you, okay? So make sure you come to school every day. And that is the reason why we're here. And that is the reason why we are giving out these awards today.
You must have your education, okay? I know grade 9 may seem far for you guys, but you have to get your brain in the mindset of thinking that, you know, you have your international exams. You're in grade 6, 4, 5, and 6. I went to grade 9. But you have your important exams. You have your BJCs, BGCSEs. And it's important that you pass at least 2 of them, 2 to 3 of them, with at least a grade average of C and above. So just get your mind and the mindset to focus. Always focus and do the best you can. Okay, your future depends on your education and what you do now at this point.
School attendance representatives presented students with awards for most improved attendance. Jonathan McIntosh for Ed Talk.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using SAN dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a SAN dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving SAN dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers.
It does not matter which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever Sand Dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in the car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
ZNS Total Sports brought to you by Sands Beer, who reminds you to recycle your beer bottles for cash in Nassau, Grand Bahama, and now Abaco and Eleuthera. Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hallwell. NBA news starting us off. Both DeAndre Ayton and Buddy Hield seeing their first action of the new NBA season last night. Grand Bahama native Buddy Hield and the Indiana Pacers, they were at home hosting the Washington Wizards. Now, not much defense being played by either team. Pacers would trail, though, 39-34 at the end of the first quarter. They would then turn things on as they dominate the rest of the way for a 143-120 win. Buddy, 14 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds in his season debut. Pacers will play again on Saturday. Big man DeAndre Ayton, meanwhile, his new squad, Portland Trailblazers, they started the season off on the road in Los Angeles, taking on the Clippers. Rough night offensively for DA as he finished with just 4 points to go along with 12 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block. Portland taking the loss, 123-111. DA and the Blazers back in action on Friday when they take on the Orlando Magic. Now shifting to volleyball, Lady Warhawks taking on the UB Mingos in ladies play. Warhawks win the first 2 sets, 25-22, 26-24. Mingos take set 3, 25-19, but the Lady Warhawks close it out with a win in set 4, 25-21 to take the match 3-1 there. In the men's feature, the Warhawks men and the technicians, they battle right down to the bitter end. This one goes 5 sets. Warhawks get the win 16-25, 25-23, 22-25, 25-22, and 15-13. Youth golfers of 14 Club Golf Academy learning from team members of Troy University yesterday through a Give Back initiative. Organizers of the White Sands Bahamas Golf Series arranging a skills clinic for more than 50 students at the Blue Hills Golf Course. Clinic instructors were female golfers and coaches from the university. Director of 14 Club Golf Academy, Georgette Roll Harris, explains how the initiative got started.
So Jeff Radel with Global Golf. Let's see, so I guess many years ago when I was playing in the Pure Silk event here, we developed a relationship, and so now that they assist with running the White Sands event, which is a college golf event that's hosted at the Ocean Club, he reached out last year and this year to say, hey, they want to make sure that one of the college golf teams can make an impact here with our youth golfers in the community. Because it's one thing for them, for our youth golfers to be able to watch these players on TV, whether they're on the college level or even playing professional golf, but it's another thing to be right here with them and touch them. And we have a lot of young aspiring, hopefully collegiate players as well as tour players here.
13-year-old Madison Carroll learned about her alignment and was impressed with one of the instructors.
I also met this one college golfer that really stood out to me. Her name was Manya. She also inspired me because she talked about her favorite parts about her game, and she said that she also liked chipping and putting as well as I do as well.
Not to be left out was 9-year-old Sarah Scheideke, who shared why she's been playing golf for 4 years now.
Very fun because it entertains me, keeps me busy, and I always have something to do every day.
The 9-member female golf team from Troy University are competing in the White Sands Bahamas NCAA Golf Invitational being held over at the Ocean Club, Atlanta's Paradise Island. Play begins there tomorrow. Meanwhile, the University of the Bahamas soccer team left yesterday for South Florida and a 2-match set in the area with 2 university squads, Fort Lauderdale University and International United College. After landing in Fort Lauderdale, the team got in a late shakeout and practice session. They're riding a high after defeating Fort Lauderdale University 3 weeks ago, 3-2. Team plays Fort Lauderdale today and International United College on Saturday. Head coach Alex Thompson says the team is in high spirits heading into the match against Fort Lauderdale University.
I'd say we're much more confident going into this game than the last time we played this team. This is a team that we've played and beaten before. We have to be very wary because they have film on us now, despite us also having film on them. So they're going to come back with a new game plan, but we also have a new game plan with a few additions.
And that's it. Your check on sports for you here on this Thursday. Don't go anywhere. We do have that final Thursday weather outlook. That is just ahead.
ZNS Total Sports brought to you by Sands Beer, who reminds you to recycle your beer bottles for cash in Nassau, Grand Bahama, and now Abaco and Eleuthera. This is ZNS Total Sports.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Hello, everyone. This is Tony Williams back with a special promotion from BahamasAir.com and GoGo Florida. The $100 deposit is back, but it's only on your debit card. So whether you're renting that sedan, SUV, or spacious minivan for group or family trips, keep your cash in your pocket. Only Dollar Thrifty is making it convenient for you. Your $100 deposit held on your debit card. Available at Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Orlando. Book early and save your 8-passenger minivan for your holiday shopping spree.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you can be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one and the car say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
When you combine decadence, luxury, passion, and attention to detail, you've described Café Chenny, Noel, and Patisserie. Signature authentic French macarons, croissants, pastries for breakfast and lunch will take you on a European Epicurean journey. Enjoy your favorite handcrafted cocktails, coffees, cappuccinos, espressos, and lattes. Life is sweet at Café Chenny, Noel.
First we plan, then we innovate, then we build. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we are committed to quality, to safety, and to service. We know that the road you take is just as important as your final destination. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, it is our job to make sure the road and the ride are as smooth as possible. From striping roads to building them, we are the right choice, the trusted choice, the only choice to help you build your tomorrow.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, Tommy, now an extratropical area of low pressure, once was taking aim for Bermuda, and now it has slowed down, and it seems as though it's just going to meander to the east of Bermuda over the next several days. And on the home front, that high pressure ridge continued to support strong winds across the islands, and that will continue right into the early part of next week, so no letting up anytime soon. And our forecast for tonight, partly cloudy, still very breezy with a passing shower or two later on tonight with your low temperature just around 75 degrees. And tomorrow, partly sunny and breezy again with a high temperature of 83 degrees. Your extended weather forecast, this is how we're going to shape up. You will continue to have those little brief passing showers as a result of the strong winds, which has created what we call mixing in the lower levels of the atmosphere. And that will continue right through the weekend. Temperature-wise, they're going to remain on the mild side, mid-80s during the daytime. Those nighttime temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, but with those strong winds, it's going to feel pretty comfortable.
Well, thanks, Basil. The leadership of Bahamas Faith Ministries paying a visit on the country's head of state. Our Vaughn Albury tells us what was behind the special meetup.
The painting, commissioned earlier this year by Bahamas Faith Ministries, features the 15 signatories to the Constitution, led by the country's first Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Sir Lynden Pindling. His Excellency Jamal Rowe, better known as a celebrity artist, unveiled the painting at BFM's 50th anniversary independence celebration back on July 16th. The painting was so widely acclaimed then that BFM senior pastor Dave Burrows revealed the decision was made to place it prominently.
It was our desire to have a gift that would memorialize the 15 signatories in one image that could be presented to the nation for posterity. And so once we settled on that idea, then of course the artist, Ambassador Jamal Rowe, was the one who was selected.
Ambassador Rowe said it took weeks to complete and was somewhat of a challenge.
The most challenging part was to have the expressions convincing, because it came from various photos, so I had to create a composite of how I wanted them to look. So some photos that I used, many of the gentlemen were smiling, many were front view, and so to make it believable as an actual photo that was taken, that was the hard part about it.
With BFM officials proudly taking in the momentous occasion at Government House, the celebrity artist and Pastor Burrows unveiled the painting, which elicited a wow response from the Governor General. She then said this to the artist, who proudly claimed his inner city roots.
We've done something that's historic. And I was sharing with PS this morning. This portrait, we're talking about history. These are men that stood the times to give us what we enjoy today as the Bahamas.
The UNESCO ambassador outlined the importance of his painting and the subjects in it, the framers of the Constitution that led to independence.
I think this represents the past as well as where we can go for the future, as these great men had a dream and it succeeded. We're here 50 years later, standing on the shoulders of great men who drafted the Constitution.
In thanking BFM, Permanent Secretary Rosalind Horton asked that the portrait be shown to the wider Bahamas before it's placed here within the walls of Government House. For the Bahamas Tonight, I am Vaughn Albury.
Well, thanks, Vaughn. Time now for the poll of the week. And this week we're asking, does cold weather equal Christmas? And is October too early to decorate for the holidays? Well, you can chime in on our social media handles. That's ZNS Bahamas 242 on X and the ZNS Network on Facebook. And that does it for the Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.